Yo, good evening, soccer loving fans, especially Mamelodi Sundowns fans. I'm sorry for being discriminatory, but then I'm gonna talk about Mamelodi Sundowns. But then every fan can watch this. But yeah, breaking. Well, no longer breaking news because it broke last night, and I'm only talking about it tonight because I could not believe it when it broke, and I didn't want to believe it because like how does the what makes this guy what convinced Mamelodi Sundowns board and the management to actually bring this guy to Mamelodi Sundowns. And I'm glad that I took my time before making a video because my opinions about Romain Folz have changed. What I thought yesterday and my thoughts today completely different. And sometimes it's very very important that you actually sit back, do your research, and think things through. And that's when like you can formulate your opinions and sound opinions. Because one thing that I've realized about this environment of YouTube or media, we have more. I think there's this thing that like if you pick a line or you pick a side, you must stay on that side. And I don't understand that. Opinions always changes. I mean, I remember at some point in Mamelodi Sundowns, there were people that didn't want to see Mvala playing, and at some point Mvala was improved and was one of the best players. But then, although right now he's no longer that player because he's costed the team so many times. But then again, it's not even about that. So after I did my own research and I read about the guy and also just checking his record at his previous teams and comparing his record at Amazulu and Maruma Galant, and also his record at Amazulu, and comparing it with Rulan Mukona's record at Chippa United and Orlando Pirates. And everyone can agree that Orlando Pirates is a much bigger team than I mean, it's not even a question, much bigger team than Amazulu and Maruma Galant, right? And you compare the guy's record at Amazulu. He played 90 games, winning having 4 wins, 9 draws, and losing 6. Right, which is not a bad record. I don't think it's bad for a team as for a team of Amazulu stature. I don't think that's a bad record. I don't think so. I don't think that is bad, right? And then like now you go to Roland Mogona's record at Orlando Pirates. 14 games played, 4 wins, 5 draws, and 5 losses. So like now, for a team of Orlando Pirates stature, that's a horrible record to have for Roland Mugona. That's a bad record for Roland Mugona. So like now, you compare the team that Orlando Pirates had during Roland Mugona's time. You compare it with the team that Romain Folz had at Amazulu. Still, Orlando Pirates had such a better team when you compare to Amazulu. So in a way, Real Mukona really underperformed at Orlando Pirates. But then Romain Falls, I think he did what he could do with the best that he could do with the team that he was provided with at Amazul. I mean, we know that the resources are lacking at Amazul, but then Orlando Mukona wasn't lacking any resources at Orlando Pirates, and he failed dismally. And again, his record, okay, went to Chippa United, played only 1 game, he drew, right? And you can't really judge him on that game at Chippa United. Hence, I don't really want to judge uh, to, Roman Falls' time at Maruma Gallant. Even though I don't think it's that bad for a team that didn't even like, it's no longer in the in the PSL in South Africa. The team that is relegated right now played 6 games, drew 5, only lost 1. I don't think that's a bad record for a team of Maruma Gallant's stature. You need to compare these teams. You need to compare how big of a team um, Romain Falls was coaching, and also comparing his with Rulan Mgwen. So like now, Rulan Mgwen's record started improving and changing when he got to Mamelodi Sundowns. As you can see, 91 games played, 60 wins, 22 draws, and 9 losses. Uh, I mean, this is the best record. Like, I mean, any coach would be like proud of this, and averaging 2.22 points a game. So, I mean, that's way better. So my thing is, and again, we know the transition of Urlan Mokwena before he could be the head coach of Mamelodi Sundowns. He was used to the place. He was the assistant coach for a very long time, and he was the transition. Then he was a co-coach with Mangoba Mngiti. Although I believe during that time where he was a co-coach with Mangoba Mngiti, I think that time he was having an upper hand. Although we thought it's but then I believe that Uran Mgwana always had an upper hand because we know that he's so opinionated and he always having these ideas and wants his ideas to be the one that prevails, right? So my thing is, again, then he transitioned well to being the head coach of Mamelodi Sundowns, and I think he did well. I think he did well, but I was not happy with this. Like with yes, he won 2 trophies, but then again, we know that he lost two cup finals to Orlando Pirates. I don't think that was good enough, right? And another thing, I think the same thing that was done with Roland Mgona is gonna be done with Romain Folz. I think he's going to be groomed. I think they're going to make sure. I mean, he has coach Steve Compel and Mangoba Mngiti on his side. So I think they're going to make sure that he learns the ropes, make sure that he understands the Mamelodi Sundowns culture, and he understands uh, the brand of football that Mamelodi Sundowns play, and also the culture of Mamelodi Sundowns, and having that winning mindset and the proper way of holding yourself as a Mamelodi Sundowns. I think he will emerge as a. I think in 2 years or maybe in the next 2 seasons or 3 seasons, I think he will eventually become the head coach of Mamelodi Sundowns because he's still young. He's only 34. Even next season, he might be the Mamelodi Sundowns coach next season. So like having sat back and thought about this thoroughly, I think this is actually a very good strategy for Mamelodi Sundowns because we need to think long term. We need to think long term. Romain Folz, I think he has what it takes. He's well read. He's worked with the likes of Arsene Wenger, and I think he's that guy that can actually take Mamelodi Sundowns forward for a very long time. And he might be our Arsene Wenger. He might be our Sir Alex Ferguson. He might be our Pep Guardiola, someone like a coach that stays at a one football team for a very long time and also being successful. So there's there's still a long way to go. He still needs to understand the African football. He still needs to understand the South African football. He still needs to understand. I mean, also the world club football, like because that's what the Sundowns standard is like playing the Club World Cup, playing on the international level. So it's gonna take time. So, but then I think is at the right place in order to learn those things and not be pressurized. But then the time, like right now, he just needs to learn and not be under any scrutiny. And because imagine if he was a head coach, the media would eat this guy alive. So I think it was a good strategy from Mamelodi Sundowns management and the board and the technical director to actually rope him in as an assistant coach and make sure that he learn the Sundowns way of playing, understand the culture of Mamelodi Sundowns. And I think 5 years down the line, we might look back at this decision and say, you know what, that was a brilliant decision taken by the by Mamelodi Sundowns management. Because right now, yes, it's not a very popular decision to take. Most people are criticizing because there's like, I mean, you got rid of Roland Mokwena, relatively a young coach, just like a couple of years older than Folz. Then why bring the guy that is certainly not going to do better than Roland Mokwena? Certainly not better coach than Roland Mokwena. But obviously, like we know that like Roland Mokwena and our technical director did not see eye to eye, and yeah, the Roland Mokwena was always gonna be shown the door, and it's unfortunate that things turned out the way they did with Roland Mokwena because I mean he's young and I think he has what it takes to become that world class coach, and now we have Romain Folz. The only thing that we can do as Mamelodi Sundowns is to support him, stand behind him, and not criticize him. And while criticism will never go away, we'll criticize when things are not going well. And another thing which brings me to this fact that okay, like now, what if this move doesn't work out? What if this move actually becomes a failure? Who's going to hold our technical director accountable? Who's going to hold our sporting director accountable? Because he has taken some really, really, really tough decisions, like unpopular decisions, and like now people are gonna look at him as gonna scrutinize him, because like now if this doesn't work, then he would have like set the Mamelodi Sundowns team a 1 year or 2 years back, because obviously like with Roland Mugona, he was gonna build from last season's success or semi-success of last season, and now obviously like going to this season, I'm quite sure he was definitely gonna perform better than he did last season. So yes, our sporting director was very, very reactionary in dismissing him. But then it's in the past now. Let's now focus on the future and look forward. So like now, my question is, what happens if this move doesn't work out? Do we do we do does the technical director also does he have to bite the dust also? Because now again, because my thing is, if it doesn't, it means like, let's say like next season we don't win the league, we don't win any trophies, we don't win anything, because that would have been like can you just imagine that scenario? I cannot even fathom it, because heads will definitely roll. Heads will definitely roll. But then again, with that said, I'm excited for the future. I want to see how this move's going to pan out, and yeah, I mean, it's gonna be interesting. But then one thing that I want to make Mamelodi Sundowns fans aware of is that like we need to prepare ourselves for the worst, because the first is not gonna be that easy. Next season is not gonna be easy, and we might find ourselves winning at least one trophy at most, or even two. And I think we should not be reactionary, even though like. But then the only thing that I would say, like, I I don't want to see happiness as not winning anything, because then this guy would need to leave. Because if we don't win anything, this guy would definitely need to leave, because he made some really, 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 really big calls this season. And you know what, I have to back him as our coach, and I'm backing him, and I'm just gonna back him. And until I see things are not working out, then my opinion will change from him. Moving from Roland Mugona to Romain Folz is the worst managerial decision in football history. I guess we'll see. I guess we will see. I guess we'll see. Only time will tell. Time will tell if it was a horrible decision. Because, like I said, right now it doesn't look like a very good decision. It does not look like a very. It doesn't look like a good decision. And yes, like I mean, everyone should. I don't blame people that are questioning this decision, because yes, it doesn't feel like a right decision. But then again, only time will tell. Only time will tell. But then one thing that I'm certain about is that this guy, we will definitely, if next season is successful for Mamelodi Sundowns, I think this guy is being groomed, or being prepared to take over Mamelodi Sundowns, looking taking into consideration his age, and how much the caliber of people that he has worked under. And the only thing that he needs to do is to make sure that he gains the players' respect, that he gains the players' trust. And if he can do that, and then I think he will be successful. I think he will be successful. And this marks a new era for Mamelodi Sundowns, an era that like might be successful. Because again, what is success for Mamelodi Sundowns? What is success for Mamelodi Sundowns? Because we have had it all. We have won the league. We have won the domestic cups under Pitso Msiman. We've literally like won everything under Pitso Msiman. Is success going to into the last 16 of the Club World Cup? Is the success going to Champions League final? Is the success retaining the Super League? Is the success retaining the league and winning a couple of trophies? I don't know what success is. I really don't know. So yeah, and also I would really, really love to see the mandates of our three coaches. What's the mandate for next season? What is the mandate? And it's just unfortunate that we will never know, because I think it was gonna be so much easier if, or better if, the technical director came out and said, this is the mandate of our coaches. They need to win this, they need to do this, they need to do that, and this and that, and so on. But for now, with Sheikh Srambe, Manqom Ngiti, Steve Kompela, Romain Folz, Is there still going to be a head coach appointed at Mamelodi Sundowns? Keen to see what Masanda One is cooking for the upcoming season. But then one another thing is that, like, we actually, if we're really being honest, our technical team is actually bloated. Our technical team is actually bloated because you still have people like Wendell, you still have people like Kennedy Moeni, you still have our technical team is actually bloated, and I don't know if that's actually a good thing or is bad. I don't know if like a technical team should be as bloated as ours, but then I'm not in the management. I don't know what really transpires behind the scene, or also on the training field. But yeah, man. But then again, this has given most people a glimpse of hope, especially like the rival fans. They think now they have a better chance of going for the league. And my question is, do you guys don't? Because again, we know in South Africa to win a league, you need a minimum of 60 points, and Sundowns will definitely reach 60 points. But then the question is, will Orlando Pirates reach 60 points? Will Kaizer Chiefs reach 60 points? I don't think so. But then my thing is, I think next season league run is going to be very close. I think it's going to be very, very close. No, we're not going to have an outright winner, which will be great for the neutrals. But if you're a Mamelodi Sundowns fan, you still want to just wrap the league as early as possible so that we can focus on the international, on other championships. But then it's gonna be very, very close. And yeah, I think Mamelodi Sundowns fans, please buckle up, because it's gonna be a tough season ahead. Anyways, so please do like and subscribe, and please let me know what you think of this video in the comment. And please do comment, guys, do comment. And you guys are watching and you're not subscribing, because I can see by the what do you call the analytics. So please do subscribe, guys. Lots of content still coming. Sharp.